Hello students, welcome to Reddy's classes. Hope you all are safe at home. We were studying motion in one dimension, physics, ICSE 9th standard. Let us start with the next graph. This is when velocity time graph is a straight line but not parallel to the time axis. Is a straight line. Let me show you some graphs here. See, this is a one graph. So this is a straight line. Velocity time graph. Velocity time graph is a straight line but is not parallel to the time axis. This is our time axis, this x-axis is our time axis, but this proportional part is not parallel, So here you can see this part for time axis, this is not parallel to the time axis. The velocity time graph is a straight line but is not parallel to the time axis. Okay, what does this represent? It represents velocity time graph. First of all, when the body starts from rest means from this position, body starts from this position and goes straight till this position. From here to here the body is moving, start from rest. This position is known as rest position and its velocity is increasing. Can you see this is a straight line and is known as uniform velocity. Equal distance, equal time interval. Equal distance, equal time interval. See, its velocity is increasing in a straight line, okay, as it is uniform rate. Now the slope of graph, can you see the slope of graph? The whole graph is like this. We have slope AB and BC. AB and BC. We have two slopes here, AB and BC. Now the slope of the graph AC, you can see first of all it is moving in a straight line, straight path. It is uniform motion. It is attempting uniform motion from rest to some of the particular point. Now we have the slope AC, that is AB upon BC. What does AB upon BC gives? AB upon BC. Y axis upon X axis. Y axis upon, we are finding what? We are finding slope. So AB is the displacement done or velocity. There is change in the velocity. See, velocity is changing from point to point. So we have acceleration. Velocity, change in velocity with respect to time. With respect to time is known as acceleration. Now what is the formula for acceleration? V upon t. Change in velocity from initial to the final position, from rest to the final one. So we have, see, at this point what is the velocity? 16. It starts from the rest. So can I write it like this? 16 minus 0 upon the time taken here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see this graph, we can plot this, we get 16 upon 5. That is, if you solve, it is 3.2 meter per second or 3.2 meter second inverse. So if we see this graph, you can also see there is a triangle made here. We have the triangle A, B, C gives what? A, B, C gives us displacement, and displacement occurs in how many seconds? In 5 seconds. So come here, you can see displacement. We have a triangle, half into base into height. Half into base into height. We use the formula half into height into base, half height base. Okay, so we have the displacement as 40 meter. In the whole graph you can see the displacement took place is 40 meters within 5 seconds. So you have seen and studied this graph. This graph is known as what? Velocity time graph in a straight line but not parallel to the time axis. Okay, so let us see some more graph. Velocity time graph when the body is initially not at rest. So see the graph. You have been given one graph here. This is the graph. So this looks same as the graph. This is that graph, velocity and meter per second. Okay, now we have the slope as AB upon BC, that is none other than acceleration. You can see here AB, for part AB starts from 5 until 25. So what is the actual velocity here? 25 minus 5, okay, upon BC. BC is what? From BC is the point for 1, 2, 3, 4. You use 4, see. 25 minus 5 is 20 upon 4. 4 5s are 20. You have 5 meter second inverse or meter per second square. Now, if you see properly, this line and this line, if I join this, so I will get a trapezium. What is the formula for trapezium? I have the trapezium. I have to find the distance covered now. As we studied displacement from this graph, I have to calculate the distance here as well as the displacement. Clear? So actually the distance which is covered, it is none other than what? Displacement. Distance and displacement are two terms related. Shortest distance is known as displacement, YL of distance, you know it in length. Now the distance covered by the body is specified direction is area of trapezium ECAD. We have the trapezium here. As I said, it is a trapezium. We have the formula for trapezium. Formula for trapezium is half into sum of parallel sides into base. Half of sum of parallel sides. Now you can see we have two sides parallel here. This CE, this part CE is the parallel part, and this part AD. CE and AD are parallel to each other. Now we have the parallel CE and AD. We have the base here as ED. We have this base ED. Now half into sum of parallel side into base. We use the formula. The value for CE is 5 while that of AD is 25. Let us solve this equation and you will get the actual displacement performed here. The displacement is none other than 60 meters. Okay. Now let us study this graph. So now this graph represents what? It represents velocity time graph in which velocity does not change uniformly with respect to time. Means velocity is not changing with respect to time. You can see there are many curves here given. Okay, some like this, from this to this side, for this side, for this side. For how will you calculate the displacement here? How will you calculate the displacement? Now first of all, displacement of the body can be found by counting the square which are enclosed in the velocity time graph. You can see the graph is for this particular area. You can see this particular area. Graph is between these areas. We have one. Here it is written as half. Here it is written as half. Here is half and here is half. Actually the velocity in the whole scenario is what? In the graph you can see velocity time graph is this one. This is not a straight line. This is irregular. Okay. So first of all, this half and this half becomes 1. This half becomes 1. 1 plus 1 is what? 2. We have 2. Now 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Actually in how many boxes, number of squares, in how many number of squares does displacement took place? So we have to calculate displacement. We will solve displacement by using the square enclosed by velocity time graph curve and multiplying them with the area of one square. We know the area of one square given here is 6 and displacement is number of square. As we calculate, it is 12 and area of one square is 6. 12 into 6 is 72. So as we find the displacement here, the acceleration at any instant can be found by the slope of the velocity time curve at the point. So we have some conclusions here. You came to a conclusion using this acceleration time graphs and velocity time graphs. Okay, we have some of the conclusion given here is the conclusions are. So as we studied some graphs, let us go through some of the conclusions now. We have the first conclusion drawn from the velocity time graph. If the velocity time graph is parallel to the time axis, so as we studied the velocity time graph, if it is parallel to the time axis, then what is going to happen? First of all, the body is moving with uniform velocity. Body is moving with a uniform velocity. Secondly, we have a conclusion that acceleration is 0 here. The acceleration is 0 for the velocity time graph which is parallel to the time axis. The body is moving with the uniform velocity. Its acceleration is 0. Its displacement can be found by finding the area of the graph. We have to find the area of the graph. whether it is a rectangle, whether it is a triangle, whatever. Secondly, if velocity time graph is a straight line but moving away from the velocity time axis, it is moving away from the velocity time axis. In this scenario, it is like this. Okay, so body is moving with variable velocity. It is having some variable velocity, means its velocity may be changed some or the other part. It has uniform acceleration, which can be found by the slope of the graph. As we calculated the slope in this form, so we can calculate the uniform acceleration by using the slope of the graph. Here, displacement can be found by finding the area under the velocity time graph. As we consider this as a triangle and this part as a triangle, the whole triangle, we can conclude the displacement. Fourth, if the slope is positive, then the body has positive acceleration. It has positive acceleration. While that of, if the slope is negative, then the body will be having negative acceleration or deceleration or retardation. Clear? So let us come to the third conclusion now. If the velocity time graph is a curve, as we studied the curve, it is like this. The graph curves were like this. So what will happen? The body has variable velocity as well as variable acceleration. It has some velocity for from this part to this, from this to this, from this to this. Okay, it will be having some variable acceleration as well as variable velocity. So area under the curve represent displacement. As we calculated the displacement here, we are using the area. How many squares? Half, half, half of 1. As I said, there was an area of 12. Okay, and the area of per square was, there were 12 number of boxes and the area was 6. Secondly, acceleration at instant can be, at any instant, can be found by finding the slope at the point. It can be used by finding the slope. You know axis, y axis upon x axis, that is y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. Clear? These are the conclusions for velocity time graph. Let us study now acceleration time graph. What do you mean by acceleration time graph, and what are their functions and how they are different from velocity time graph and etc. See, first of all, it is given, you can see one graph, acceleration time graph, means the y-axis shows the acceleration while that of the x-axis shows the time given. Okay, so acceleration, the unit for acceleration is meter per second square. The unit for acceleration is meter per second square or meter second minus 2. Okay, inverse minus 2. So we have time also. Now as you see here, AB coinciding with the time axis, we have AB point. You can see this A and B, it is coinciding with the time axis. It is on the same axis as that of time. From the figure, it is clear that the acceleration of the body all along the time axis is 0 because it is coinciding with time axis. Therefore the acceleration here becomes 0. Hence it is moving with a uniform velocity. It has some velocity and it is moving in the same case with uniform velocity, means equal distance and equal time interval. Now you can see this graph. This graph implies what? Represent acceleration time graph when the graph is parallel to the time axis. You can see this is the time axis and it is parallel to the time axis. From that figure, from this figure, look at that figure, it is on the y-axis, sorry, x-axis itself, and this is parallel to the x-axis. Now what is going here? From this figure, it is clear that as acceleration does not change, therefore body is moving with uniform acceleration. Body is moving with uniform acceleration but variable velocity. Its velocity may change but the acceleration is here uniform. The area of the graph, that is acceleration into time, gives velocity. See, because acceleration is velocity upon time, so what does velocity gives acceleration into time? Using the formula you can conclude or come to a conclusion like this only. Okay, now let us see the third graph here. You can see it is given what? Represent the acceleration time graph which is moving from time as well as acceleration axis. You can see acceleration is happening here. Clear? From this graph it is clear that the body is moving with variable velocity, means it is having some velocity which is variable. That means unequal distance but time interval is equal, and variable acceleration, both means variable velocity, variable acceleration. Here we conclude to uniform acceleration but variable velocity. Clear? Now, and it has what? Uniform velocity. So area of the graph, here the area of this graph gives what? It gives the velocity. Clear? If you conclude the area, you will know the velocity of this graph. Okay. So students, let us study with equation in motion. Let us solve equations in motion. Equations which are used for motion or equations of motions. We have three equations here. That is v is equal to u plus at, v square is equal to u square plus 2as, and v square is equal to u square plus 2as, and v square is equal to, s is equal to ut plus half at square. We have three equations here, also known as kinematical equations. So let us study how does it forms or what are the derivations which are required here. So first of all, we have this graph. You can see this graph. First of all, it has an initial velocity. U is known as the initial velocity, v is the final velocity, t is time, a is the acceleration, t is the time taken. Okay, at, it is acceleration and time. So first of all, you can see this graph. You have an initial, you have a final velocity, you have acceleration, you have time respectively. Now let us study what does this examines. So u is the initial velocity represented by ab, v is the actual final velocity which is represented by ce, which is ce, and t is the time ae, t is the time ae. So come here, we have to prove this part. To prove, what we have to prove? V is equal to u plus at. You know u is the initial velocity, v is the final velocity, t is the time taken. We have to solve this equation of motion. Now, as we know, acceleration can be found out by using the slope of graph. Okay, so we have the graph BC. You can see this graph in this image, BC. Okay, slope, as the slope on the y-axis is given as CE upon the time axis, that is BD. Sorry, for this, as graph starts from this particular point, we are going to use this as the time axis. So as we use this, slope of the graph BC, that is CE minus DE. You can see this CE minus DE. We get CD here. This is the actual velocity. Now CE, as you can see, CE is denoted by V. Final velocity. DE is denoted by U. You can see here D to E is none other than the initial velocity. Why? If AB is U, then the same opposite side. If this is a rectangle, opposite sides are equal. You have this U and this U as the same. So you get the value of DE as U and BD as time. We consider this BD belongs to or parallel to the time axis, then it will be same. The BD will be T. We get the acceleration, or you can write it as V minus U is equal to AT. V minus U is equal to AT, or V is equal to U plus AT. Hence we got this formula, V is equal to AT. You just have to find what? Acceleration is equal to slope of graph. You have to find the graph. You can see the graph. BC is the actual graph starting from this position. Therefore this is our origin. Therefore we took this BD line as the time axis and solved this thoroughly. So you can see there are some special cases. These cases are if the body is at rest. Means the initial position is what? The initial position here is 0. So if the body's initial position is 0, then V is equal to U plus AT. It becomes V is equal to 0 plus AT. 0 plus AT is none other than what? V is equal to AT. T is equal to 0. Doesn't matter. V is equal to AT. Secondly, if an object is having some of the gravitational or the acceleration is related to gravitation or coming under the influence or falling under the influence of gravity, then the acceleration is taken as G plus G. So V is equal to U plus GT. A convert to G. This A is the conversion for G acceleration and gravitational acceleration. Clear? Now we have V is equal to U plus GT. If an object is moving upward direction, in a vertically upward direction, then the gravity is taken as negative here. Is it in the vertical upward direction, then the gravity or the acceleration is taken as negative G. So we have the same value for this conclusion, V is equal to U minus GT. We are going to use this same formula for this particular point. Okay, you have the whole graph and etc. You can solve this. We have to solve this graph using the acceleration, that is slope of the graph BC. You have to use the slope of the graph. You have to conclude or find this value. Then we have some special cases when the body is at the initial position. We have 0 if the body is performing gravitational acceleration, and if the body is moving vertically upward. We have 3 cases here as we studied using this graph. Let us study now the second graph here. Let us solve the second equation of motion. We have to prove s is equal to ut plus half at square, where s is the distance, s is the distance. Now you can see here, first of all, the distance which is traveled, it is none other than AB and CE. In this part, in this graph, the distance has been traveled. So what we can write is s is the distance. Now the distance actually traveled is none other than, you can see it as a trapezium. A, B, C, E is a trapezium. We know the formula for trapezium. S is equal to half into sum of parallel sides into base. Sum of the parallel sides into base. Come here. Now you can see distance traveled is area of trapezium A, B, C, E. Now S is equal to, S is the distance. Now here, what is the distance is what? Half sum of the parallel side. You can see the parallel side as AB and EC or CE into, we have the base here AE. Clear? We have this parallel side, we have this parallel side and this part. You can see in the graph it is what? A, B, C, E. These are the two parallel sides. These are the two parallel sides now. Clear? We have the two parallel side. I use it into time. Now as I know, value for AB is U. AB is U, okay, plus CE. You can see from C to E is V, as I use it V, and A is T. Now S is equal to half. Now we know the value from the first equation. If V is equal to U plus AT, V is equal to U plus AT, I am substituting this V, that U plus AT. Now what I get, S is equal to half U as it is plus, as it is, V is what? U plus AT. V is equal to U plus AT into this time as it is here. So did you get this point? Now S is equal to half. U plus U is what? 2U. U plus U is 2U plus, as it is, AT as it is, T as it is. So what the value I get is S is equal to, now if I start solving this, now S is equal to, it is half 2U plus AT into T. Can I make this T or bring this T this side? So it can be written as T by 2, 2U plus AT, T by 2, 2U plus AT. Now what I am doing is multiplying this T by 2 on this side. Now T into 2U, we get TU2 upon T, UT upon T, plus A, T into T is T square upon 2. This 2 gets cancelled. S is equal to, what we get? UT plus this 1 upon 2, if I carry out outside, AT square. Now S is equal to UT plus half AT square. If you didn't get this point, see the whole scenario here and try to solve this in a particular manner. So we get the formula as S is equal to UT plus half AT square. Let us come to the special cases for this fundamental. We have 3 cases: when the body is at rest, when any freely falling body is coming to the earth or the ground, and third, if a body is moving in a vertically upward direction. So if the initial velocity is 0, if the initial velocity here is 0, then if U is 0, U into T is what? 0. We get the value S is equal to half AT square. Secondly, if A is equal to G, means if the body is coming freely falling on the ground, now A is equal to plus G, the gravitational is positive. F is equal to UT plus half A converts with G, half GT square. And third, if the body is moving in a vertically upward direction, then we can show A is equal to minus G, that is S is equal to UT minus half GT square. Okay, this is the second equation for motion. Let us study the third one. Let us study equation of motion for the third equation, that is what? V square minus U square is equal to 2AS. This is the equation which we have to find. Now from the two equations we got to know that V is equal to U plus AT and S is equal to UT plus half AT square. We know two equations we just solved here. Now as let us start squaring A. this A equation is been squaring, we get what? V square is equal to U plus AT the whole square. Now V square as it is A plus B the whole square, A plus B the whole square, it is what? A square plus 2AB plus B square. So I get some values here. Now V square is equal to U square plus, now I am taking common as 2A. 2A is taken common. अगर इसमें से मैं 2A को common निकाल लेता हूँ, if I take this 2A common, I got here UT plus C. यहाँ पे हाफ नहीं था, हाफ था नहीं, वो डालना पड़ा, जिससे क्या हो जाएगा 2 इंटू हाफ में ये 2 कट जाएगा और बचेगा क्या? बस A स्क्वायर T स्क्वायर. दैट्स वाई. तो A निकाल दिया तो व्हाट आई गेट? UT प्लस हाफ A and T स्क्वायर. यू कैन सॉल्व दिस. नाउ I am substituting this value of B, the value of B as is equal to UT plus half AT square, UT plus half AT square as S. Now in C, what get? V square is equal to U square plus 2A. This whole equation implies S. As I put it as, now we have the value, make this U this side, V square minus U square is equal to 2AS. V square minus U square is equal to 2AS. Thus we solved this. Now we have three cases. Now once again, if the initial position is 0, secondly if a body is falling freely on the ground, and third one if the body is moving vertically upward, we have U is equal to 0, we get the value as V square is equal to 2AS. Secondly, for gravitation, just change the value for acceleration with gravitation. The positive gravitation is V square minus U square is equal to 2GS. And third, A is equal to minus G. I get the value V square minus U square is equal to minus 2GS. Just make this minus U square this side, as it is negative, it will come here and become positive, minus 2GS. Hence, we complete the equations of motion here. Now, you have to see the whole Unit 3 part. You have to study the graphs and as well as the normal examples. We will be coming with the next session and starting your exercises parts. We will be solving some of these sums, okay, and make sure you do it properly, because you may have some papers in the next week or some test series in the next week. Till then, stay safe, stay home.